to install DHCP using Powershell, I have connected to my RTS Serve 1. I'm going to just right click on Start, and I'm going to open my Powershell admin. I'm going to put this in full screen so it's a little easier to see. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. The first thing I can do is type get-windows feature. Now I hit tab to auto-complete that. But when I look at my Windows feature, now we get a long list of features. Something you can do if you don't want to scroll through this, you can run the command and you can use this pipe symbol, this straight up and down line, and put more behind it. If I do that, it shows one page at a time. So I'm looking for DHCP server. So here I can see DHCP server is not installed on this because it does not have an X here. So if we go across, it says the name is DHCP in this column and the install state says available. If it was installed, like file and storage services, it would show up as installed here. And over here, you would have an X. Now, the name of this is simply DHCP. We'll need that when we install it. Now, if you want to view the rest of this, if you hit enter, notice it drops down one line at a time when I hit enter. If you hit the space bar, it actually drops down an entire page at a time. But we'll just finish that. So that's all the features there in that list. So the easy way to know what's installed, what's not installed. Now, what I'm going to do is run install dash Windows feature, and I need the name of the feature. That is what we were getting out of this middle column here. Now, we saw that DHCP, the name of the feature was DHCP. Now, I want the DHCP service installed, but I also want all the graphical management tools. So for that, I'm going to run this include management tools. I should have used tab completion because I missed an E in manage. That looks correct when it's typed correctly. So install Windows feature DHCP include management tools. Now as that's running, the way I knew I messed up this part here, well, I'm not going to look at it and see I misspelled it, but even before you do that and try to reread the line, it says install Windows feature. A parameter cannot be found that matches parameter name that, which means it is directly something wrong with that. So then you would go back, look for spelling or some syntax in that one specific thing. Well, team, it looked like that finished. So I'm going to hit the up arrow. And this get Windows feature with the more, I'm going to run that again. And notice DHCP server now has the X in it and it shows up as installed. So on this server, if I pull up my server manager and go to tools, DHCP is in the list. Pretty fascinating. Now, the other things I can do, if I want to add the security groups, I can go back to Powershell here. And I'm just going to hit Control-C to break that so it just goes to the next line. So instead of hitting spacebar or enter and having this continue to scroll, if you use Control-C, it'll just break. And it just drops you back to the prompt. To create my groups, I'm just going to type net sh DHCP add security groups. I think I spelled all that correctly this time. That completed successfully. So that added my DHCP admins and my DHCP users group. Pretty fascinating. Now, to authorize this in PowerShell, I'm going to type add-DHCP, and I'm going to use tab completion, but add-DHCP server NDC DNS name, then the name of the server. Now, this is rts-svr1.rtsnetworking.com. That's all I need. So now this is authorized, has the security groups. So we achieved the same thing on RTS DC1 in the GUI as we did on RTS Serve 1 by using Powershell.